All right, gonna get started here and work on the new week. Oh, hey, Miss Goody, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, just getting started here, drawing out some levels. Gonna work on these Apex 250Ks. Um, I passed the 50K. Remember, I was telling you guys there in the Jay's Discord how I set those levels. Or the levels I was looking at on ES to go back along. So all I did was on wealth charts, I just set those orders and it filled it and did well actually. Somebody sending me a message. Okay. Um yeah, so I'm just gonna go over here what I'm looking at for the week. Um but yeah, I'm just gonna work on the 250Ks. Um I've got I've got two PAs I need to activate, both 50Ks. So two PAs I need to activate. I got one I need to activate at day traders, and then one I need to activate at Bullinox. I gotta be honest with you though, I don't know that I'm gonna activate the one at Bullinox. Um, I don't really know that I like their payout policy, but I'll figure it out. I am definitely gonna activate the one at day traders because you can withdraw into your buffer there. So I think I'm gonna activate that. But I'm going to go ahead and draw up some different things here. Let's see. So this is the weekly chart. This is going to draw the broadening formation here. Um, we did have a we did have a 2 up green week, but it didn't go up by very much from the previous week. So thinking we might we'll probably just we'll probably open somewhere around in here if I had to guess. Around 58.39, 58.64 possibly. Would be another level I'd be looking at. But we could also open up in this uh, volume imbalance here. So we'll just have to see where we open. I think we're probably gonna have a red week. But there's you could draw another broadening formation up here, but this would be the smaller one I'd be looking at. Um, but yeah, just gonna be interesting to see if where we open for sure. Yeah, so I'll open up TradingView and uh go over some levels as well on NQ. But first I need to mark up the high and low of the previous week. I don't have much time here. They don't really make these drawing tools unless I just don't know how to use it, but readily accessible here on wealth charts. I mean, I can get to them, but I don't know how else to get to them. But always try to mark the high and low of the previous week there in orange. Um, Daily, I usually do in blue, and then I'll mark the targets out in green. So, like, if we do a two down red week, let's say we open around 57.73, which would be previous. I mean, you can see how many times we've been to 57.73. Here we've got all the way back to August of 2024. So, one, two, we've gone through it here, three, four. I mean, we've just visited this area a lot. So 5774 is going to be a line that I'll mark in green because it's going to be a target for me. All right, boy, that is neon green. That is neon green. I'm sure I could tone it down some, but whoa, that is green green. Let's tone it down just a tad. Now I want it a little bit brighter than that. All right, good enough for me. Yeah, so again, high and low previous week gets orange. This is just the color coding system I came up with. I mean, you can use all white if you want it, or whatever. It's just the color coding system I kind of came up with. I got it from Sarah Strat Sniper, who also teaches the strat, and I learned a ton from her. She doesn't use these exact colors, but these are just the ones I came up with for my trading. But previous week high and low gets orange. Any targets get green. When I go down to the daily, I do those in blue. So actually, I think I can add, let's see, duplicate chart. Uh, yeah, so I can add this here. I can change this time frame here to the day. So we'll do Fridays. Yeah, which we kind of had a doji, almost a shooter, uh, there on the day on Friday. That's where I put the orders to go long at around 50. I think it was somewhere around here, um 58, 68, 69, somewhere around in there. And then I woke up and the one eval was passed, because I was up like 2,500, 3,000. So I was like, okay, good, done. um Maybe I bought somewhere around here too. I was thinking it was around 58.74, which is where I got this level here from, all the way back in May. Yeah, so the 23rd. But oh, this is an interesting, I just noticed. I mean, we're opening a new month as well. Um so we got new month, new week, new day. So I do need to look at the monthly time frame as well, and see what the previous month was. there on ES as well. I think I do the month in red. Previous high low month in red. This is just a smaller time frame there with some areas of interest. And if I'm scalping, I like to use the 200, which is blue, and the 20 SMA there, and we should be open here. But I do need to, yeah. So we opened down, which is what I was expecting. Um, this is the previous month here for May. So I'm thinking they created a TTO, uh, for the month of May, and uh, I mean, if you look at it on a smaller time frame, that could be because they left this big wick here. That could be a TTO. If we get a much further pullback, 58.63 to 58.51, all the way down to 58.18, would go all the way back to August of 24, which is what I was referencing there a few minutes ago. So let's remove some of these previous targets, which all worked out, by the way. But I'm thinking, the strat just calls this a TTO, which stands for triangle they out, meaning they're gonna reverse course a little bit, and change direction. I mean, we almost hit the target there at 60.20, but we are in this mother bar situation here. Um, as you can see, I'm not interested in jumping in a trade right away. But this would be my first target here on ES would be 58.64, 58.50s, all the way down to 58.18. Ultimately, lower target for the month would be 57.73 at that point. And then, I mean, if we get down to 5,700, I'm definitely a huge dip buyer at 5,700. But we could, more than likely we will stay in this mother bar range here that we're in. And we'll stay in this all month. Um, let's see, I don't so I think maybe middle of June we'll switch contracts and go to the next contract. So this should be the last month here in this. Oh, actually, it is because this is the June expiration. So probably within a week or two here, we'll switch to the new contracts. All right. So, but yeah, I'm thinking this was just a small TTO here for the month of May, and they're gonna sell it off the majority of the month here. I could be wrong. I mean, but if they start getting back above 59.18, I'd be interested in maybe playing up to 6,008, uh, maybe potentially all the way up to 60.51, 61.26. But I just don't see that happening this month. Um, Probably a slower month. Most of the volume is dried up. People going on vacation, they got to go to the Hamptons and, all that shit that rich people do. Um, so anyway, but yeah, I mean, they're, those guys that make more money than the rest of us will ever see in our lifetime, combined. That's probably what they got their eyes set on, I'm sure. They just got all the little quants and everything else that need to make a living. They're the ones in the office. So all those big hedge fund managers, they're done. They're done for the summer. So, but yeah, but all that said, to me, it's still a great time to learn, because we're probably not going to get huge whipsaw volume and these massive moves, so you can kind of be a little more relaxed and take your time and learning it. But yeah, so we'll see what occurs here, but these pretty much some levels I'm looking at here through the month of June for a pullback. It's just kind of what my what my analysis shows. Um, yeah, for the week. So excuse me. Um, for the week here, uh, looking at potentially again some of these same levels, 58, 57, all the way down to 58.39, and potentially 58.18. And because they did leave this wick here on the week, and you can draw the TTO there. I or broadening formation. Um, there's probably just gonna ping pong us. I'll draw another kind of a top there to the broadening formation up here. But this smaller one is or a little bit tighter, smaller one is the one I'm more interested in. Like I said, I just think that they've TTO'd and we're gonna see a much larger pullback. Uh, we may get a little bit of short-term buying here. Um, so I like to play this thing called 15.9, is what I've kind of termed it. Uh, Basically, if you've gone down 15, you're either going to come back 30, which is be another 15, or and they would dip by there, or you're going to go up to -9 here, and this is what I'm looking at. Uh, so yeah, so if we could get maybe 7, 8 points out of this for a run back up, we'll look at a shorter time frame for that. Come on, what's happening here? There we go. Okay. I was gonna say TradingView froze. Um, but yeah, I mean, if they start buying a little bit here, yeah, we've already jumped 2 points. Uh, I'm gonna give it a shot here. I was like, please make sure I'm on the 250K. All right. Um, so the thing is, until I activate that other 50K, I don't want this 50K that's passed. I don't want to mess that up. So willing to take a stab at along here on the 250K. Um, Hopefully I can get that passed this week. Just playing the 15.9 here. Um, I'll put a stop here at about 58.98. Because I'll know I was wrong at that point. Put the stop right there. All right, up 62.50 there. Um, Move the stop just a little bit. Probably going to move it just below break even there. I mean, if we can get a pop above the 2200 up into this area at 5908, that's going to be super ideal for me. In fact, I think I'm just going to add another one. Put me in too long there. I don't need a super. It's just something I've been noticing for, quite a while. Like I said, I mean, if we're -15, we're either gonna, come back to -9, or they'll pull us back to -30. All right, I'm definitely gonna move one up here. In fact, actually, let me cancel that. I don't. All right, so nice 225 there. I'm gonna sell one. Bank that profit. See if we can get a couple more points here out of this trade. All right, this is going to be close enough for government work for me here. I'm going to close that out. So, yeah, about a 300 buck win. 325, something like that, somewhere around in there. See, we'll see if we can get about another point and a half out of this. It's just something I've learned to do is even on a larger time frame, I've just learned to see how the candles are developing and what's happening within the candle because if you drop down to like say a 15 minutes, I guarantee you we're two up. If I can get trade of I don't know why trade evade is not acting right. Yeah, so see we're well actually two down green. If we go to a smaller time frame, you're probably going to see your two up. Why in the world is it so slow? Like what is happening? This is the actual Tray of 8 program and it's not the web version, so I may need to switch to the web version cuz I don't like how it keeps hanging up here. Oh, maybe my internet's messing up. Huh, it's possible. Okay. Yeah, so two here if you look on the 5 minute so you can see where I got that, but I was just able to see it within a larger time frame just time on the seat experience being able so see now you have to see if you're going to go positive which would be another 9. um I don't know, be interesting to see, but they're definitely buying it on the smaller time frame here on the 5 minute for sure. But yeah, just I as much as I love NQ and it's fast, I do so much better if I just focus on ES. Um, and I think it's just pattern recognition, right? Um, noticing those things like 15 to 9, um, those sorts of things. I've just I guess I just feel more comfortable with it. NQ, I mean, obviously it tends to move in about 20 point increments. Um, so we got that going on as well. But yeah, usually it moves in about 20 point increments. Miss Goody, I just saw your message. So you've passed 3 Bullinox. Yeah. I just don't know that I'm gonna activate it. I might. But I'm pretty much I just want some more consistent payouts from Apex. And but I am going to activate that one at day traders because like I said you can pull your safety net if you want. I mean ideally, I want to build it just like the Apex ones and then, take a 2K payout um and still have a nice buffer. All right guys, that's pretty much it's probably all I'm going to do tonight and not going to stay on stream very long. I've had a fantastic weekend and had one of the best weekends I've had in a long time. It was fabulous. But yeah, so just not gonna stay on stream very long. I super appreciate you guys tuning in. Uh, I don't think Apex is running any sales right now, so don't feel obligated to use my code. I mean, obviously, if you want to support the channel, it definitely helps. If you guys use my code, is Blues Trades, and that'll also so actually, I think Take Profit Trader. I think my code is Blues Trades 23 with them. Um, so anyway, I'll link it below. Um, and then also have an affiliate code with day traders as well. But Apex has always been my number one, and they're the ones I focus on the most. Topstep doesn't allow affiliates, but well, maybe if you're some huge YouTuber, but they're not gonna let my channel my size have an affiliate code. Um but yeah, Top Step, I am working on a combine over there as well. Um and consequently my last payout came from Top Step, and not Apex. Um, but I was close enough to an Apex account, and then that night of Nvidia earnings, I just couldn't see the forest for the trees, and blew my PA with Apex. I was close to a payout, so it is what it is. You know, but I just trying to refine the process here. Stick with ES over NQ because it seems like the majority of the accounts that I've blown have been with NQ and not ES. So I just apparently I need to leave it alone. Like I said in the Discord, NQ is the one you need to leave alone and you can't bring home. But anyway, actually I saw a TikTok video on trading ES versus NQ. ES is just like that smooth luxury ride of a car, nice just and here NQ was with that muscle car going 90 miles, everywhere all over the road. So that was pretty funny but accurate. Um, so anyway, but all right, I'm gonna get off stream. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We are going two up here on the 5 minute. You could see if they would come and fill this volume and balance here up to about 59.10. No clue as to whether they do it or not, but it probably wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility here. I mean, maybe for us to go up another couple points, maybe even four all the way up to 59.12. But um, I don't know how many more trades I'm going to take. Pretty happy with that trade. So about 325 bucks there on that trade. Uh, and yeah, so just gonna continue to work on these combines. I will activate. Um, I'll probably go ahead and activate two of my Apex PAs this week, but it won't be until later in the week. I'm not gonna fool with it. Probably midweek. I'll probably just activate them at the end of the week and then set them up for the following week of trading, and work on them there. So anyway, appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you have a great night and take care.